Always go too far because that's where you will find the truth, says Albert Camus. It is a lonely path where one walks in silence and keeps going till one merges one's existence with silence. And then what still remains is truth. Fellow travelers sometime cross each other's path and walk together for a while, and then move on in their own search for truth. I am happy to participate in this exhibition at KLM Art Center in collaboration with Arth Art International, headed by Sushil Sriwastav in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Art is my lifeline in this journey called life itself. I would sum up this journey with my poem. I am in search of my soul tribe with compatible frequency. Where are you, my tribe? We each have only one page from the book of truth. All along, we thought the page in our possession is the full truth. Now we know it is not so. We must find connectivity within ourselves and in one another. Collective consciousness needs awakening now. Where are you? Where are you, my tribe? I am waiting for your response, tuned in on the right frequency. Fate softly kissed my forehead, whispered in my ear, "You are safe in her prayers. You are safe in her prayers. She is an angel." Courage bagged me and said, "You cannot give up on yourself as yet. Get up, do what it takes. Get up, do what it takes. Her prayers have to be answered. She is an angel." Sun flooded my being with its light, commanded, "Rise, rise from your ashes. Be reborn. I give you new wings to fly. Sing for me. I miss your song. Go bloom in millions of hearts who are worthy of your love. My phoenix, you are destined to rise from your ashes, reborn, and yet again, sing again, song of love." With the other sessions and what my senior artist colleague has spoken about. I'm not going to talk about the suffering, I'm going to talk about the joy, because let's end with the healing and joy. What I feel is, why art? I was a very successful bureaucrat and I've had a very distinguished career, but still I decided to paint. As a child, I was very fascinated. I was a very introvert child and I used to write poetry, I used to read books, I used to sit in a corner, paint. I was a very different kind of a very shy and introvert child. But I really was very happy with myself. When I grew up in a small town, and my father insisted, and he was very right also, that you should be economically independent. You must get some job so that you survive on your own with respect. And I liked that idea. I did that. I became a bureaucrat, a very senior bureaucrat. I recently retired also. But art and poetry was always very close to my heart. It is my lifeline. Art is my lifeline. Poetry is my lifeline. So it brings joy to me. I got a job, I became successful. Then I thought that now I have to complete everything what is there in my wish list. So I started pursuing art in a very serious manner. I was already a mother. My son was about 1 or 2 years old. I thought that I could not pursue art so seriously, but let me see if my son can do it with me, or he can do it with another teacher. We started seriously, and within few years time I had a solo exhibition in Calcutta. It's an important town in India. The show was inaugurated by Mother Teresa, and the whole show was for charity. I wanted to raise funds for children, to make a small educational society for them, so that the slum dweller kids could go to school and have a decent meal and study there, sit in a proper school environment. Luckily, all my paintings were sold because it was for charity, and I had the support and blessing of Mother Teresa. So we could do that, and that brought so much joy in my life that I never looked back. Because I had a steady job, I thought that whatever I can do with art, let me do it. Initially, I did lot of figurative work, landscape, charcoal drawing, everything I tried my hands. And after a few years, I realized that this is not liberating me enough. I need to liberate myself. And in a government job, you have a very restricted, regimented kind of work structure. So my craving for liberating myself was
much more than others. So I decided to, gradually I became a abstract artist. And now I feel that that is my calling. In abstraction, you have the freedom to express yourself as you want. You don't have to follow a structure. So because all my life I was in structures, doing a very structured job, my liberation was through abstraction. So that is my basic introduction. I was into poetry. I started writing poetry at a very young age, maybe 15, 16-year-old. I was very influenced by a great genius of India, Rabindranath Tagore. He is a Nobel Prize winner poet. He wrote mysterious poetry, and I was very influenced by his whole personality. He started painting at the age of 65. He is prominently known as a poet, as a songwriter, as a theatre person, as a university builder. But when he painted, the contemporary Indian art starts from his work. He is considered as a very important contemporary Indian artist. His other brothers were more into traditional art. They did wash paintings, they did Kalighat style. I'm not going to talk about typical Indian things because the people who are sitting here would be not interested or may not relate to it. But as a person, as an artist, I feel that, when we paint, we as an artist or we as a creative person, when I write poetry or when I paint, I am only in the whole process, I become creativity itself. You have to merge yourself in your work and then become part of it. That is creativity. Then you create yourself, and along with yourself you create a piece of art or a piece of poetry. So that is the process. My work is very meditative, and I would say that I'm a very spiritually inclined person. So that way, abstraction is one way where I can express. Indian philosophy is basically, when we talk about India, we talk about universalness. Everything is connected. We all are connected. Today I am with you and I am speaking with you. That means we are already connected. So this connectivity is, artists don't belong to a particular country. Poets don't belong to countries. They have no boundaries. They belong to the world. They belong to the universe. All my poetry and all my art is about connectivity of the universe. Everything, even the space between two leaves or the sky, everything is interconnected. So my whole process of making any art is to create harmony between two different elements, two different countries. The world today is full of turmoil. We have more war than peace. We have more trouble than comfort. So art is needed more than any time else. We always need art because art brings happiness, art brings healing. A piece of art is not what will suit a corporate office. A piece of art will bring joy to that corporate office. It will heal the people who are working there. I would rather say that art will make all the difference in an office, in a corner, in a house, in any space. Art has the magic of healing that space, healing the people around that, healing the environment around that place. So art is something much more, and I don't see it as an object. Of course, we need to sell art. We need to sell our work so that artists can survive with dignity. It is very important that the dignity of the creative person should be maintained. I agree with my fellow colleague when he said that nothing should be given free and art or creativity should not be exploited. I fully agree with him. But at the same time, I feel that the dignity will be maintained when we fellow artists start respecting each other. We have no respect for each other. We feel that one artist who is selling is more important, and the artist who is not selling many works or is not so commercially successful is not so important. That paradigm shift should be made, that whether your artwork sells or doesn't sell, it doesn't matter. you have enjoyed the process, and by sharing your art on a public wall or a gallery, we are sharing our joy, our happiness with others. That is the bigger purpose of life. We are not talking only about commerce. Commerce is important. We need to survive, and we need to survive with respect and dignity. That is all right. But art can change the world. Art can heal the world. Poetry can heal the world. We can bring the healing effect which is totally missing in today's world. I did not speak about Indian art to a great extent because talking about Indian art, how it has evolved, how everything has happened. My learned friend, she said that let's talk about the creative process. So, when I used to come back from office, I had a very demanding job. I still went to my studio in the night after dinner and I painted. Not for anybody else. I painted for myself, for my peace, for my happiness. And in the process, I made people happier and more peaceful. That's what I wanted to say.